this person, this is so funny. Can GM you fire coaches like Andrew Luck did over there at Stanford? So I don't know. From what I heard, I thought you tried to fire Timmy, and he still shows up. So I guess I don't know how much that works. So.
Yeah, it was. I tried to see if I had that power. I don't think he thought it was funny. He still shows up every morning and we fist bump. So it's not like awkward, like, oh, he tried to fire me, like that kind of thing.
He's still here, you
Yeah.
guys.
So I was hoping I was going to be able to sit in his desk when he left, but it's all right.
Agbayani alongside Paul Brecht on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM, AM 760, and hawaiisportsradio.com. Thank you for tuning in this and every weekday morning from 8 to 10 and streaming live on our YouTube channel every single Monday. But because it is going to be a very special Aloha Friday, we are on our YouTube live stream right now just so you guys can get in on some conversations. If you're not on YouTube, you can text us at 808-888-KGU1. That's 808-888-5481 because today's going to be a fun time as we welcome in. This is interesting. This is going to be a fun one. We welcome in the new and the first. Technically, this station is all about being inaugural about stuff, being the first to do things. Now, he is the first University of Hawaii football general manager. So you'll go down in history no matter what, Matt Chon. So it's a first thing ever. But Matt Chon joins us. Welcome,
Woo!
Matt. Woo!
Let's go. Welcome,
How are we doing?
Should I take a bow? Should I? I didn't know what to do right there, so I apologize, guys. So that was the awkward stance you guys saw. So I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Good, but how was your morning so far? I know it's always a busy morning for you, Mr. GM.
It's been good. Our mornings are filled with the workouts, being around the boys. They're on. They start with the team meeting at 6, 5:55 in their seats. Coach Chang and Coach Brown got them. Then they're in the weight room at 6:30, and then they're on the field for our MTA workouts at 7:30. And then after that, the players are doing their own player run practice, and so they'll be goes. So they have a fun-filled morning, and ours are filled with it. We're very hands-on with our guys. We like being around them. We like to put our time and energy into who's in the office and the buildings right now. So.
Yeah, and just when kind of everybody is starting their spring ball, essentially around the country, we already know we had ours very, very early as we prepare for it's been done for a while now. But want to just ask about you and now your new title. You were the chief of staff. That's how, you came over here, and now not just a new position at the University of Hawaii, but obviously we know a new position everywhere across the country. But how has life been as a general manager? Has it changed much from chief of staff? I can't imagine it doesn't change too much, except for with the addition of the NIL stuff that I know you got to manage. But just tell us a little bit about maybe how your day-to-day has changed and how your planning has changed now going in through this off season and preparing for the regular season coming up in the fall.
Yeah. I would love to say that it hasn't changed a whole lot outside of kind of like you mentioned, the NIL, kind of the fundraising, the education with the community, working with the individuals in the community that are supporting us. Thank you guys to everyone. You know who you guys are. But a lot of it is a stressful, fast-paced time right now. But it's like that for everyone else across the country. Like you mentioned, it's a newly created position in college football, which is a good thing and a bad thing because there's no right or wrong way to do it. And so everyone across the country is finding their own way, and each university is figuring it out on their own, and it's going to be set up their own way. But no, I can't say that my days have changed in a lot of different ways. A lot of it just kind of depends on, it's more phone calls, more talking. I spend more time talking, I think, throughout the day than anything, on the phone, texting, whether it's with kids, agents, donors, collectives, all those different fun things, on top of trying to do what I was doing originally. But I don't have to spend too much time on that. We have a good group underneath that I get to work with, and in the recruiting personnel operations department that make my life easier. Everyone likes to think that I do everything in those buildings, but I will be the first one to point the finger and give credit to all those guys that make the place go round. And so, again, it's an interesting time. It's a unique time. It's a fun time. Blessed to be in it 100%.
Yeah, we were kind of joking on it before we came on air, and I know Paul and I have chuckled about it too. We're like, Michael Lombardi, former GM in the NFL and a friend at VSiN, Bill Belichick, whatever, one of the greatest football coaches over there at North Carolina. And we were chuckling like, Andrew Luck at Stanford. They ain't got nothing on Hawaii football and Matt Chon, right?
No doubt. I'll go toe-to-toe with those guys any day of the week. They got a little bit more on me, but give me some time, I'll be all right. We're going to be all right.
They just got some years of age on you. How old is Andrew Luck now? I don't even know.
Don't make me think about that right now. That feels bad to think about because it feels like he'd be...
I would love to know how old he is right now.
What is it? Let's see. He was 2012 draft. That means he was probably around like a 2000 or a 21, 22 around then.
33, 34.
I was going to say
35.
I was going to say it feels like he'd be mid 30s to late 30s, so 35. I'd believe it.
Gosh, this just hit me like the other day when
How dare you?
We talked about like the Florida Gators team that won like Tim Tebow, and I didn't realize it was that long ago already that Florida Gators team. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's been forever.
Time flies. Time does fly.
And with that time flying, things change so much. College sports in general just have. Actually, I guess I'll ask that, Matt. As college sports have changed, how much of things have stayed the same? How much have you seen? The old times, and I don't know how much of the old times you got a chance to experience, but how much of those old times have just kind of been reshifted now? How have they been renamed, maybe, or is it just a totally new world that you've seen?
The football part will always be the football part. The X's and O's will never change, the scheme, whatever, the coaches will always be the coaches. The biggest part about it, I could talk a lot about what's changed. I've been in it. I got into this industry in 2021, kind of at the start of NIL where, kids were getting $100,000, $200,000, and that was the big deal. Kids were being able to get sign autographs for money, and they thought that was the biggest thing ever. And from then till this day, it has changed continually. And on a really consistent basis, I think there's always change as we navigate this thing. And we could wake up tomorrow and there's a new rule and there's going to be a hearing or there's a lawsuit. And so it's for us, we have to be adaptable. And that's one of the biggest things in this industry is it's adapt or die. As we look at it, either you get with it or you get left in the dust with it. And for better or for worse, if we want to do it or not, we're going to have to do it. And that goes with NIL. In my opinion, it becomes more transactional than it was authentic as you recruited kids and wanted to develop them and have them have a home for 4 years. A big part of us is our philosophy is it's not just 4 years. When we first did it, when we first got in, one of the biggest things that we did was go into the player development realm and develop a life after football program. A 5, 10, 15, 20-year plan, which that kind of goes out the door in a lot of ways because of the transfer portal and the new rules. And so kids have the ability to go wherever they want. They get 2 times a year where they can leave if they don't like where they're at, and they can transfer as many times as they want. And so nowadays you see kids with 3 or 4 different jerseys when they graduate and they're posting and declaring for the draft. Now it's not like that everywhere. But it's more common practice, in my opinion, of that. So it changes things that way, which is tough for places that live and die on authenticity, the relationships, the development of the kids. And again, a lot of head coaches come out and say that. But again, as we have to navigate, the kids navigate, the NCAA has to navigate through it all. And so there's a lot going on. And again, I could sit here and talk about this for hours on hours, and I'm sure everyone else has their own thoughts on it too. But it just changes it. It becomes more professional. It is that way, and a lot of people are saying at some point it will get to that point. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Until then, we are going to be who we are, and we are relationship people. Enjoy being in Hawaii. Love the place and love the culture and everything about it, and that's what we sell to the kids too when we get them here. I'm getting sidetracked. I'm talking about recruiting. I'm all over the place. We're getting ready for the transfer portal in 4 days.
The people listen to us all the time, but we know the people love their UH football. So feel free, go on a tangent. If it has to do with UH football, Paul and I will sit aside. Like, again, that's what the beautiful people want to hear. They want to hear about UH football, especially during the off season, right? Like, where can we get more UH football content? And that's why we wanted you in here to at least give us a little bit of an update on what's going on, like how we were mentioning, just the crazy change that is happening right now in college sports, especially in football. And of course, we see it on the basketball world too, but football is the driving force with everything that has been going on so far.
It's just so much of a bigger scale. Like, I just mentioned the transfer portal. It's getting ready to open up on April 15th, and it'll be open till May 1st, I believe, the morning of May 1st or the midnight on April 30th.
I have to write that down on my desk calendar.
So it is going to be a busy 2 weeks in regard to that because, again, you just don't ever know what will happen. You don't know what your true roster is going to look like on what you have until the morning of May 1st. And again, we've seen crazier things happen. Kids can get in the night before, 2 weeks before, get back, and then decide to go again. And so, again, it's like that. We're not the only ones in the country that have to deal with it. It's every school in the country that is in the same boat as us. And so for us, it'll be a busy time. We'll look into it, and our new staff will dig deep into the transfer portal and see if we can go find some guys that'll help us. We do have some scholarships to go find and some holes to fill. That was the beauty of doing spring ball early. We got to see what we had. We got to see our new guys come in. Jackson Harris, Brandon White, Dejon Benton, Luther McCoy, Juju Smith, all those guys that came in mid-year and saw what they're going to bring to the team. And so these next couple of weeks, you guys might not hear from us. You guys will see a lot of recruits on island and us going around the island. So if you guys see us, love those guys up, show them the love from the family out here, show them what the islands are about. We could use everything that we can get from you guys, and that's what's special about it. So if you see us walking around with the H's on our chest and you're like, those are some big dudes, those are probably football recruits, right? And they're going to help us go win some football games in the fall. So we will be in and around town, at Sherwoods, at the beaches down in Waikiki walking around. So, again, feel free to show some love. They love it. The kids love it when they get to see it because it's a different type of energy they really don't get anywhere else.
I love that. So there you guys go. Don't be shy. If you see them, like Matt said, again, we're joined in studio with Matt Chon, the GM now of the UH football program. Don't be shy, right? That's what you're saying. If they see you out and looks like the football team, aloha. You see Matt, is Timmy possibly out there too? All right. So don't be shy. Go. Please. Love on the guys, and that'll help the recruiting. So you guys go and help the recruiting by just dapping them up and like saying, yeah, we can't wait to see you. Manifest it.
Yes.
We can't wait to see you play for University of Hawaii, all of that stuff. So again, this is your call. Don't be shy if you see them out the next few weeks as it is recruiting season.
Oh, it's so important. The part of what I love, and you kind of touched on it, Matt, where like in today's college environment, you've started to see a shift more towards the professional kind of model. But here in Hawaii, it does still feel a lot more like it is those relationships. And I think you've been able to kind of see that, or at least we've been able to see that from the outside, because typically, at least over the past couple of seasons, and I'm going to knock on wood now with the portal opening up soon, we've done a pretty good, Paul Brecht, part of the Hawaii football staff.
Everybody is.
But overall, Hawaii has done a relatively solid job comparatively to the rest of the nation, especially bringing back production, not losing production to the transfer portal, because a lot of times it feels like you've started to see these mid-majors or the low majors become almost feeder programs for P4s. And to be fair, like it's just part of the beast. It's part of the nature of what's going on with the money that's being thrown around and with agents. And sometimes you will get those opportunities, and we'll never take that away from kids. That is their prerogative. You're allowed to do that. But part of, I have to imagine, what helps you guys or helps keep guys here is that they are shown that aloha. They are shown that Hawaii is a little bit different. They are shown that, hey, we really will love you up here as if you are part of our family. That's not just a cliche with the Hawaii football program. It is actually the brotherhood. It is the brotherhood. It is like all of this stuff. And I don't know, I think you see it actually in practice. So it's good to like hear it out,
For sure. As we are joined in studio with UH football GM Matt Chon. All right, we do need to take a break. When we come back, want to ask you though, we'll talk about the players again a little later, but probably another significant piece on any football program, is the staff.
100,000%.
So we knew that there were a lot of openings on the staff. So when we come back, I want you to tell us a little bit about all of the new people. Most recently, we saw Chad Kapanui, former Rainbow Warrior himself, get hired as quarterback coach, replacing Dan Morrison. Don't go anywhere, you guys. We'll come back and talk about the new additions to the UH football staff when we come back on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
Back to more Wake Up in the Den with Ku'ulei Agbayani on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Welcome back to Wake Up in the Den. Ku'ulei Agbayani, Paul Brecht, and UH Football GM Matt Chon joining us in studio. You guys can chime in on the YouTube live chat or text us at 808-888-KGU1. That's 808-888-5481 if you have any questions for UH football or anything that would, anything that would fall under your job title, but I feel like anything to do with UH football.
Ask
pretty
away.
much.
Whatever you guys want to know that I can share, I will share.
Yeah, I was like, that you can share, because
I know
there's a lot.
in my face, I'm not answering.
Yeah. Like, who specifically are we giving scholarships?
Yeah, where are the offers going?
Where are we going? All right, but I wanted to get into, like I said, we'll get into the players and some of the positioned groups a little later, because Matt's joining us till about approximately 9:30. Again, he's busy because he's kind of got big boy things to do all day today. But, you got a lot of new additions. We know there was a lot of vacancies. As I mentioned before we went to break, most recently we saw Stephen Tsai post that Chad Kapanui, former Rainbow Warrior, is back to be the quarterback's coach. He was the OC at Bishop Gorman, so reunited with Micah Alihado. Looks perfect, right? Seems like a perfect guy that'll fit right in, obviously, to Hawaii, the Hawaii culture. But tell us a little bit about some of the other guys that you have added to the staff.
Yeah, of course. Obviously, like she just mentioned, Chad Kapanui just got in, freshly announced that our banquet put on over at Waialae Country Club. Thank you, Uncle Elroy and Chris Williams, for putting that one on for us. But won't talk too much about Chad. You guys know everything about him, and I'm sure you guys are excited for him to be back just as much as we are. Micah and our team and our staff is excited. So welcome him back. The next one would be Coach Bobby Thomas, coming to us from Morehead State. He is our new head strength and conditioning coach, and he has taken the bull by the horns and run with it, and has implemented everything that we've asked him to, and implemented his own side. And so the boys have grown, and they're falling fond of him. He's someone that's very intentional with everything that he does, very communicative, detail-oriented. Again, there's a rhyme to our reason, and so we're excited for that one. He's been going a couple weeks now. Waiting for his wife and his daughters to come out and enjoy this island. But right now, he knows it's all business, and we're going to get through these next couple weeks. They'll get a little break off. Some of the boys will go home for a little bit, and then he's got them for about 8 weeks in the summer, and then hands them back off to us. And so we're excited for him. We're excited to see what he does with the boys, and we love everything about him so far. I'm saying so far because that could change, right? But I'm just kidding, Coach. He's been good. He's been really good. He's someone that I personally have gotten to know him over the last probably year and a half, just through a relationship part. And so it was nice to be able to make that connection and obviously give the opportunity that Coach Chang presented him. But it's good there. After that, we had lost a handful of people that I'm sure you guys have already all seen. Keiki Misapika, who was kind of the first general manager. I'm going to give credit to him. He laid the foundation for it.
True.
It was when general managers weren't necessarily needed. It was like, we are doing it, we're not doing it.
Yeah.
And so I guess when everyone else started doing it, there's a little bit more of an emphasis on it. He left to Miami. And then Silas Clapham, our old director of player personnel, again, he's been with us from the start. He's now at University of Washington. So it's exciting to see those guys go off and do bigger and better things for their careers, and again, go back closer to family and things like that. Mm-hmm. So we have finally replaced them after a long-winded journey of kind of just finding the best fit for us. And that's the biggest thing about it, is finding people that fit the culture of Hawaii, the culture of Hawaii football itself. It's such a unique place, and we talk about it, and I'll say unique any day of the week, and I tell everyone that because it's a special thing, and you have to be here to feel it. And so we did our due process, and it was a very thorough process to see who would fit. I don't even know where to start. I'll start with Alec Watt. Alec Watt is coming to us from University of Nevada, Reno. His journey is a unique one. He's been there. Silas, myself, and him actually all worked together during that time there, and so it's kind of nice, the familiar face. He's been with Nevada for the last 5 years. Has been through 3 head coaches now, I think, and we were able to steal him away from there. But he does a really good job, and he'll help with the evaluation process of recruits and organizing our roster and helping with the roster management on that side of things. Mikey O'Connor comes to us from BYU. He is our new director of recruiting. Will handle all of our on-campus visits, everything that has to do with recruiting. And he spent 4 years there working in their recruiting department, working with their offensive side of the ball, so we're excited for that one. DJ Johnson is our new assistant director of player personnel. He is coming to us from Sacramento, California. He has spent time in the NFL working he worked for the Chicago Bears as an intern, did a training camp internship with them in the scouting department.
We like him already.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was excited to tell you guys that one. I was holding that one till you guys met him, and he's a good one. And he did some work with the Blesto, working with the NFL again. He's got some the college to NFL experience, so he'll help a lot of our guys with that and the evaluation of guys and kind of be more on the player development side, being able to help with everything kind of outside of football. Again, the coaches handle all the X's and O's. Our job is to help make sure the kids are good off the field and everything that they do. I've actually personally known DJ for about 10 years of my life. When he was in high school and I was in junior college, we trained at the same place, so we've had a long-lasting relationship, and so that one was a nice one to be able to get in the doors over here. And so we got a good group of guys that are coming in from the recruiting personnel side of it. That whole side is ready to roll. They know that they're probably going to live and die in the office for the next couple weeks, but they're excited for it. Like, they will take it and look at me and be like, yeah, what else do you need? What else do you need? And so we're excited for those guys. They're learning how everything works here. They're learning all about Hawaii. And they're all open-minded about it. Like, how do we help this place get to where it needs to get? A new familiar face coming back to us from Cal is Winterhawk Layton. He will be helping with the offensive line and tight ends. Kind of just he'll be in that room. Will help kind of shore up our run game, technique fundamentals, all that different things. And it's good because he left us to go to Cal, and he's coming back. So again, there's good things that happen here. People want to come back, right? Mm-hmm. And so. He's back with us, and so I think I got everyone. If I missed anyone, I apologize. We do have some more coming down the line too, potentially, and so you guys will see a new fully revamped support staff in a sense, and then some new hires on the coaching staff, and so we're excited for all those guys.
What you're gonna remember when you leave here, like, I forgot this them. One person,
and that one person is gonna that's gonna be the only person that watches
pretty much
from the staff, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, you forgot about me,"
and I was there.
And I apologize.
No, but yeah, thanks for sharing with us about all of that and the new additions. And I look forward to meeting all of them as we go. But you're right, the next couple of weeks, in case they didn't know already, welcome to the college football life.
To the new age of college football.
And Hawaii and recruiting season and all of that stuff. All right, we do need to take a break. When we come back, we got a couple of text messages, and one is kind of funny, actually. Because I know this was kind of a fun joke. And it has to do kind of with Andrew Luck and stuff that happened. But anyways, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Matt Chon, the GM of the UH football program, is joining us in studio. So again, if you guys have any questions, you can chime in on the live chat on YouTube or text us at 808-888-KGU1, 808-888-5481. We'll be right back on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network.
The Den with Ku'ule Agbayani on the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Welcome back to Wake Up in the Den, hour number 2. I'm Ku'ule Agbayani alongside Paul Brecht and Matt Chon, joining us in studio, the general manager for the University of Hawaii football team. Having a lot of conversations earlier. Matt was telling us about the new additions to the staff. Want to get back into the conversation on some of the players and get to some of your text messages. Again, you can text us at 808-888-KGU1. That's 808-888-5481. This is... We got to shout out to our Vegas friend and still texting us the GL good luck at the end of our the text messages. But he texted in quite a few stuff. So feel free to answer this how you must. So he said, GM ...
Worried.
Is he standing near head coach and Micah on sidelines with reverse cap? We know that's your signature style. So are you going to be up in the booth? Are you going to be in a suit, all GM style, or like is it still status quo Matt Chon now?
Status quo Matt Chon. You see what you get. I always said it to myself, and I'll keep saying it. I will never change who I am. And people are going to have to live with it. I'm the guy that's going to say hi to everyone and fist bump and wear a hoodie and a backwards hat on game day. I'm as consistent as it gets. I like to live a very consistent lifestyle, and so I don't have to think about much on I'm throwing a hat on, and it's going to be backwards, and I'm going to have a hoodie on. And so, again, that is what it is. And I say it now. My lifelong goal is to be an NFL GM on draft day in the war room. When they're on NFL Network or whatever it's on and everyone's in suits, I'm probably going to be in a hoodie until the owner tells me, hey, you got to put a suit on. It's going to be in my contract negotiation. Like, I have to be able to wear a hoodie.
If you win, I feel like you're fine. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like you can kind of do whatever you want if you, within reason, I guess. When you win, like, just draft good players, sign good players, and you win. Like, you can wear whatever you want.
Although I think a pretty cool look would be to have, like a suit, some really nice kicks, and the backwards hat, though. Like, I like that.
I haven't tried that out yet. I have tried the hoodie underneath the suit jacket, though, which I could get behind that, too. But
I see that.
The hat, I don't know if I could do the hat with the suit yet. We'll see, though. We will test it out at some point.
It's one we'll have to say. You'll have to check that one out in the mirror
at some
first.
Point, yeah.
And, you know.
I'll check with you guys when it does happen. It'll be a FaceTime call.
Like,
hey, what do we think?
Actually, I think you can rock it as long as it's a Rainbow Authentics backwards hat. There you go. There you go.
I'll take this hoodie off at some point.
That's the only way it'll work is if it's a Rainbow Authentics backwards hat. So
I gotta get one of the yellow snapbacks though. I gotta go get one of those ones.
Oh yeah, the one Micah was wearing at the golf tournament. That's right. So.
Micah and Thomas Sheffield. Those guys wear those hats all day, every day. I look at Thomas Sheffield every morning with it. I'm like, I gotta just go order one right now. So I will probably order it after this one.
I think we know a guy that might be able to get you one. But if you guys don't have one out there, rainbowauthentics.com and go get your hats, the one that Micah Alihado tends to sport a lot of the time. All right, another question from this person. This is so funny. Can GM fire coaches like Andrew Luck did over there at Stanford? So I don't know. From what I heard, I thought you tried to fire Timmy, and he still shows up. So I guess I don't know how much that works. Though.
Yeah, it was. I tried to see if I had that power. I don't think he thought it was funny. He still shows up every morning and we fist bump. So it's not like awkward, like, oh, he tried to fire me, like that kind of thing.
He's still here, you guys.
So like, I was hoping I was going to be able to sit in his desk when he left, but it's all right. But no, it actually is kind of like an ongoing joke, though, with it because, again, it's the first time ever in the history of college football. I mean, again, we're in a new era of it, general managers and all that. And then Andrew Luck firing. Way to set the grounds for all of us, Andrew Luck. So we will ask for that as people negotiate into their deals of who they're working with it. But like a lot of it just depends on the university and the organizations that happen. And so like I'll keep saying it's different everywhere across the country. And so it's very interesting to see how different schools are handling the general manager role.
Yeah, I think actually too. I think Cal, what I read maybe 1 or 2 weeks ago, their big time donors are trying to get the power shifted over to
Ron Rivera.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much.
I was like,
at me. Oh my gosh, brain fart. Because they want him to basically have the power like you see at the NFL level and not necessarily trust the athletics director or whatever have you. But yeah, I don't sorry, Matt. I know you're really bummed that you don't have that power over Timmy, but I'm pretty sure it'll stick to the decision of whoever the incoming athletics director is.
No doubt. That's a conversation for another day. We will not need to cross that bridge at any point.
No.
So we are good.
We are good.
That joke is going to die really quick. So that'll be the last time you guys hear me talk about that.
Yeah. So, we get it.
I'm sure you have enough to focus on as it is, as you're getting into this new role, and especially with the transfer portal, you know, you don't have to necessarily worry about the head coaching stuff.
It is good. I have to worry about doing a good job for him. So that's
of
the
course.
biggest forefront of myself. So
Let's see. I want to see. There's another question.
Thank you, Vegas.
Thank you, Vegas. There was another one that he had here. This one is funny. How tall is Micah, and is his NIL $1 million? we don't got that kind of money here, but
can we get it to $1 million, guys?
Yeah, can
we
it?
Just
With
overall
your help,
support of it. With your help, we can get.
With their help, we can get him up there, or get more receivers, maybe more that
more
we
weapons.
can get more with everybody's help.
Some offensive linemen.
RainbowCollective.com, as I'm plugging everything.
Rainbow Collective. With it, 100,000%.
To football or whatever program you decide. There we go. We can bump the NIL money for everybody. All right, another question. Let's see. I know it's still far away, but how will a new Aloha Stadium help with the program? Crossing fingers, contract is signed in. Okay, so if there's a new stadium, will that help? Like, have you guys felt that there is any kind of reservation when you guys are recruiting at the fact that we don't have like a fancy stadium, or has that kind of been a very minimal objection that you guys are getting as you're on the recruiting trail?
Honestly, it doesn't get brought up as often as people think. Again, for us, we just want a stadium for not only the program, but the state of Hawaii will benefit from it, whether it's at Old Aloha or on campus as we go through that process of it. We just will need one at some point. But again, we control what we can control, and we actually love playing at TC Ching, honestly. Those Saturdays, if we can get the stands filled, Eric Matthews and the crew and Sis and them do a really good job of getting that place to feel like a game day environment. And so honestly, we don't think about it. We don't talk about it. We don't address it in any way. It doesn't really get brought up. If it does, we do talk about that there is plans for it. And I think the date still is set for the home opener in 2028 against Kansas. And so for us, we are at home at TC Ching and love being able to walk back there and love to be able to be close to the fans and everything with it. And so, yeah.
I like that. I like that. That's fair, because you're right. It's out of sight, out of mind. You can only control what you can control.
We're
and
not
what you guys,
building it.
Yeah, what you guys can control is what happens at Ching, what happens within the program, everything you can offer to the kids. So that's good. Obviously, it will remain a hot topic with fans. But did you get to go into Aloha Stadium when you were at Nevada?
I did not. No, the first time and only time I actually set foot was when we did our Aloha to Aloha event. I think in 2023, and I was in awe of it. Like, I was like, "Oh, it'd be really cool to be in this thing." I could see why, but again, change is inevitable, and as it happens, and so wherever it is, whatever it looks like, we're excited for it when it gets there.
And we are joined by General Manager of the University of Hawaii football program, Matt Chon. All right. Time to start asking the more serious and hard questions, hard-hitting questions.
I actually have to go.
Bye, guys. Look.
Timmy's
calling.
Timmy's
calling. But again, if you guys have any questions, text us at 808-888-KG1. That's 808-888-5481. And obviously, I want to preface it with, we know you can only share as much as you can share, but I think people are genuinely curious about the difficulties. How many times, how quickly does it take for a player, the parents, or agents to bring up the money question? Like, how difficult has that been for you guys to navigate, and how quickly, or how much of an emphasis, maybe the percentage of players that it seems like, man, that's a big priority with a lot of players, and then how you guys kind of navigate all of that?
I would say it's more often than not, but that's the new age of college football and recruiting, regardless of it, whether the kid mentions it or the parent mentions it or the agent mentions it. But how we handle things here, we are a school of opportunity, and we openly say this about our NIL ask, is just to help these kids live a more comfortable life. And so that's our big thing, too, is if we're asking someone to come from the mainland to be able to experience Hawaii, less stress, the cost to combat the high cost of living. That's what we look for with these guys, and that's the biggest thing too. You just get so much better of a student athlete on the field and off the field when they're not stressed about rent and food and all those different types of things. But
crazy concept.
Yeah, which is crazy to see. But for us, like I said, we do run into it often, and we have our process on how we handle it. But again, that's the nature of it. And so it's very rarely that you do find kids and parents and agents that don't ask for it. And then again, we know where we live and die. Again, as we talk about it, and I steal this from the general manager at Colorado State, Alex Collins. You're not trying to have the nicest house in the Pac-12 or the Big Ten or those places. We're trying to have the nicest house in the Mountain West. And so we will compete in the Mountain West for what we can offer and what the other schools are offering and live and die in our world. And it's the equivalent to trying to have the nicest house in Kaimuki versus Waialae. You know what I mean? And like when you put it into that perspective, you have to know, like, this is us. This is who we are as a group, and this is where we're going to live and die. And those other guys are, if you're looking for $400,000, $500,000 deals, that's not us. We appreciate you giving us your time, but if that's your only focus, then by all means go ahead and go. Again, we are who we are, and we have the opportunity to come play in the gorgeous state of Hawaii and experience a different culture, and be around, the love and ohana that we get out here.
Yeah, and I think that's something too I've brought up before, where I think some kids don't realize, unless they do make it to the NFL or get a really, really good job, you're probably never going to be able to afford to live in Hawaii, ever in your life. God, you know what I mean? Where you could come and hang out here and live here and play football for a couple of years at least.
Yeah.
And not, again, hopefully not worry about the actual cost of living. Because when you're a kid, you don't realize, wow, it's very expensive to live there in Hawaii. But if you can tell them, hey, you can come out here and play football and not worry about the bare minimum of things you need to live comfortably, because they go to practice and they're busy all day, right? You can't work. I mean, I was just a D2 college athlete, and you didn't have time to work. I can't imagine what football
Agbayani on the Hawai'i Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760.
Welcome back to Wake Up in the Den. It's game day. We're game day.
I wish it was game day.
Well, technically, it is game day for other sports for UH, but we do wish it was already football game day. But it's okay.
August 23rd.
You're giving us a little dose of our football as we miss it so much, as we are joined in studio by UH football general manager Matt Chon, answering a bunch of questions for us, but he's only going to be with us for about 10 minutes because he's kind of busy doing his GM duties type of
I'm really
thing.
just going to sit back in my office, but yeah, we'll say that.
And still try to fire Timmy. Not just kidding.
We were
Inside
done with
joke.
that.
That's a joke. Oh yeah, we're supposed to be done with that. It's okay.
It's more just hiding from our friend Stephen Tsai, No, I'm kidding. I love you, Stephen, my fellow Jets fan. We kind of started talking about some roster stuff before, and I wanted to explore that a little more if we could, Matt, where, I as the GM, you hear that in the NFL a lot of times, and to me, I hear that, and I'm like, all right, this is who is building the roster that I am, cheering for, and this is the guy or gal that is really piecing it all together. But obviously, there are teams that go behind that, and those teams also talk to scouts, and those scouts talk to the coaches, and so on and so forth. How does that work at the college level? How much input do you have when it comes to recruiting guys, when it comes to identifying players that you are or this program is interested in, and how much of it is pursuing guys that coaches already have connections to or coaches have identified for you? How much is that a balance? How much power do you have in that sense of roster building?
Yeah, for us, we're a group effort. I just talked about all the new hires that we had. Their efforts are to go find guys and specifically look for guys that the coaches are looking for. And so, I mean, you kind of touched base on it. In the NFL, there's general managers that are based upon roster management. There's guys that are just true talent evaluators that can see it and see one guy and just be like, this guy's going to watch 5 minutes of this guy play football, and like, this guy's going to be a Hall of Famer. You have guys that have never been a scout in their life. I think Howie Roseman and the GM for the Buffalo Bills have an operations background. There's salary cap guys. So it kind of is contingent. Like I said, it's just really based on the need of the organization and how the head coach sees his program being run. For us, we are very kind of collaborative. The coaches will let us know because our schemes are specific. Coach Thurman has a specific scheme. The run and shoot, again, it's traditional. It's not a traditional offensive scheme. So your running back's not true running back at times. Now we have a run game and things like that. And so all that has to get taken into account. And our recruiting personnel staff, again, we made more of an investment in them moving forward because of the changing of college football with the navigating of high school kids, junior college kids, transfer portal kids, all that fun stuff. It becomes it. And you see it across the board at other schools. Like they have directors of college scouting, directors of transfer portal evaluation, director of high school, director of junior college, director of this, director of emptying trash cans. Like, we're all over the place with these titles right now.
And we got as many directors as humanly possible.
And so it's very unique. Each place spends more time on it, but again, it just depends on where you're at and how the head coach views it. Again, we're very, at the end all be all, the head coach has the final decision on who we're taking, who we're keeping, who we're cutting, things like that. But it is a collaborative process of it. We have our process too, where it goes from the personnel recruiting staff, including myself, to the coaches, to the coordinators, then to the head coach, and then at the end all be all just the true sit down of looking at the roster with the powers that lie in our building of where we can use a number, where we should go find a number, looking at our depth. Do we need more depth at certain spots? And so again, it's kind of unique in its own way, and everybody does it their own way. But again, that's how we do things is going to be different. How Boise State does it, San Diego State does it. It's all kind of unique in its own, and so. Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses, and so whoever's on your staff, you know that, and so you know where to play them, whether guys are really good talking to recruits versus evaluating the talent and things like that. And so that's on us to figure out as we go.
Can you share with us what maybe is
No.
the – you might not, but no, I think so. Can you share with us what might be the main position groups we're targeting in this offseason? I feel like the quarterback room is pretty set right now, but I could be wrong. But what are some of the other main targets for this offseason, again, in terms of position groups?
We really don't have a whole lot right now as we go through it. It'll be offensive line, receiver, and corner. And a lot of it's just depth
all
too.
Good positions
Yeah.
to
All good
target.
positions to fill, and there's going to be a lot of guys too, and we've done really well with those positions as well too. But a lot of it too is as we look at it is the forecasting of next year's roster.
True.
Like in our corner room, we have 4 guys that have been with us for the longest. Like Verdell, one of the first kids I met on campus, like all Verdell, DK, Shaheem, Caleb Brown came back, and so all those guys have 1 year. And so as we play general manager and roster management, we have to look at, hey, these guys all graduate. Who we bring in is important. We're probably not going to bring in a guy that has 1 year because then you lose 5. And so again, if there's guys that we can go get depth that can grow into roles that we need them to grow. And so that's the funnest part about it, honestly. It's kind of, again, to people outside, it's like, oh man, you got to go find all these guys. But for us, it's like, oh, we get to go find all these guys, and we get to go find the guys that we think can play
It's like
football.
a big puzzle almost.
Yeah, it has its moments, but again, that's the beauty in it. That's what we sign up for. That's why we love it. And again, at the end, it's just putting a roster together to go win a Mountain West championship.
How difficult has it been to kind of navigate? Obviously, we've had the JUCO rulings come down with the eligibility. You just mentioned Sibo Brown coming back, which was I know a lot of fans were really excited about. I can't imagine the reaction inside the coaches' offices when you got that. But how difficult has that been to kind of navigate where you have a little bit different of a eligibility sphere between JUCO, high school, and all of these guys right now?
It's kind of just unknown. And that's the word we'll keep saying, and I think that'll be kind of the word for a while, with all the house settlement, with revenue sharing, and the roster limits, and all these fun things, and the JUCO ruling, which again, all of it is supposed to benefit the kids at the end of the day. And so again, I talk about being adaptable. We have to adjust on the fly with things, and a lot of stuff kind of is on a whim right now as decisions are being made. Again, there's a rule where you get an extra year, but it's got to be before you can't do it after this year. And so now you have kids that are like, well, I was the year before, so how come I don't get it? And so again, for us, we will sit and listen and wait for things to happen from the NCAA and tell us what we can and can't do. But in the meantime, we'll plan like we're going to be able to do some things as we move forward with it. But it is difficult at times just to navigate through it all because of it, because you have this JUCO rule, you had COVID years, you have all these different things that are playing into effect right now. And so, again, we have to do our due diligence on it and make sure we're tracking everything. So,
I fill up a mean water bottle, and I do have a COVID here, so I just want to toss that out there. What can I say? I won't even ask for any NIL scholarship, none of that stuff.
Yeah, we can be the director of taking out the trash.
I'll be your director of trash.
We love doing that.
All right, Matt. I know you got to get out of here soon. We had like one more.
Yeah,
I was like, of course, everyone's like texting.
I got a couple minutes, so
okay,
we'll be good.
As we are joined in studio by UH football GM Matt Chon. Someone texting in, and we kind of touched on this earlier, but I just want to ask the question because they texted. Do you feel that it's more difficult to recruit to Hawaii compared to the mainland schools and their recruiting due to being far away from the mainland?
I wouldn't say there's difficulties in it. The way we look at recruiting is a couple different phases. Like we have our local kids, which we will always recruit local first. And again, we have really good football players here that end up going to play big time football. But we will always give them the opportunity to play at home. And then, again, the potential to come back as well. And so again, it kind of depends on where we're at any given year. Cause 1 year we're recruiting freshmen, 1 year we're recruiting JUCO kids and transfer kids because we have the youngins. We need guys that can come in and play. I wouldn't say there's too many difficulties in it. Honestly, we don't like the word difficulties. We like taking it on and being able to solve problems and come up with solutions for it, and do those different types of things. And that's who we are. But again, that's the part of our process is we're really selective on who we recruit, who we go through the process with because of that. And again, a big part of some people too, as they go through it, I'm not going to act like it's not a problem, but
yeah,
the distance from the mainland, sometimes the kids just don't want to stay at home because they've been here and they want to go experience it. And so again, those are life things that kids deal with on their own. And those are the decisions that they want to make. And so we can't control that and change that. All we can be is just a voice for them too, as they talk to us and let us know like, hey, like I would love to play at Hawaii, but I want to go here, or it's a little too far from my family, and everyone has their problems with it. And so, again, we handle those accordingly. But again, like I said, we're very selective and very thorough in our process on how we recruit.
I like that. Good answer. I like the whole, we don't look at it as difficulty, right? Yeah.
Everybody's got challenges.
We're
challenges,
a figure it out. Our things that my thing is FITFO. But I'm not cussing that part of it, but figure it the fudge out. And that's who we are. So, and that's what Coach Chang will always be. Let's go figure it out.
We might have to put that signage in here too, because I feel like that's what we are.
I was
We're just kind of like, let's
it's such a
figure
good
it out.
thing to live by.
Yeah,
it is.
We're a tiny team too, where you look at other media outlets that have like a position or a person for every position, and us here at Hawai'i Sports Radio, it's like, oh yeah, no, we're like every single position.
No, and you guys
here.
do a really good job of it. So.
Trying to figure it out. Caesar, he's our resident YouTube watcher, and
hey,
also
Caesar, how's it going?
Also on Maui, but of course, naturally, he says, y'all should come to Maui and scout and sign a couple of our players. We need more Maui representation in football. All we have is Roman Wilson right now, who is not in college anymore. Come to Maui and check out our guys. We'll fill your needs.
Yeah, I'll make sure. Coach Pu'u Robinson of Maui, the pride and joy of it over there. All right, so it's not just Roman Wilson, Caesar. All right, we will make sure. We're in the process of getting ready to send coaches out to recruit here pretty soon too, as we go through this transfer portal period as well. And so it's kind of just you're twofold because you're recruiting now, but still trying to do your 26 class and future classes. And so I will make sure that Coach Pu'u Robinson is out in Maui recruiting here soon.
I know that makes him happy.
Yeah. All right, Matt. Before we let you go, though, want to give you the floor and just, say a shout out to the fans or whoever. You got the floor and the camera, my friend.
Oh, man. I didn't think you would have me do. I actually have to go right now.
I have to go.
No. Again, I said it before, and I'll keep saying it. Your guys' support is everything. Your guys' support to us means a lot. Showing up on Saturdays and everywhere that we go is big time. Showing the aloha to our kids, whether they're from here or not, goes such a long way. And so we appreciate it. We love it. We can't do it without you guys. Again, as we start to navigate the changes of the NCAA, your guys' support with that comes a long way as well. Again, we're not going to be able to do it ourselves. And Coach Chang always says it. And again, there is a lot of traction to bring everyone together. We're excited for it. We're excited for this year. Hope you guys are. Again, the boys are in there working hard right now, and they got a couple more months to go. But like I said, you guys blink your eyes a couple times, and it'll be August 23rd kicking off against Stanford and TC Ching watching us light at the scoreboard, and we're excited for it. And so it can't come soon enough. I know you guys are excited. We're excited. Again, we appreciate the support, all the love and aloha that we get. It goes such a long way for everyone in our walls.
We kind of. No, I'm more excited. I know we still got to get some.
I don't want to let him go.
I know.
I'm
sorry,
sorry.
I know
I
you're
got like
2 minutes if we want.
I know you're like a general manager and stuff, and you're kind of busy. But no, you're not. You're the GM. You tell them when you're going to show. Just kidding. Just kidding. Kidding. Again, we're making jokes, but yeah, we will let you go. But again, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, Matt Chon has to leave us now in studio. But
bye, guys. I'll be back soon.
At least you'll still get Paul and I for the next 20 minutes. But for now, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back on the Hawai'i Sports Radio Network.